Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Race, Human Race, All Human. Today is Sunday, January 30th, 2022. What are the guidelines to notifying parents? What are the questions raised by this case? What type of lawsuit was the family going to bring? What does the state police manual say? What does the Bridgeport police manual say? What questions arise from this case? You're the law clerk. Prepare a memo, please. It's a very sad case.
Now to some new developments in the case of a young black woman from Connecticut who died under mysterious circumstances, this while on a date with a white man she met on a dating app. Bridgeport police opened a criminal investigation last Monday into the death of 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields after her family said they would file a lawsuit. Lauren died December 12th, and police did not immediately notify her family. The city's mayor said,
"Why wasn't the family notified? Why was a criminal investigation opened after the parents threatened to bring a lawsuit?" I can see it says here that she passed away on December 12th. And today is Sunday, January 30th, 2022. Here, this matter has been referred to the Office of Internal Affairs to conduct a full and fair investigation. Mayor Joe Gannon, Bridgeport, Connecticut, on January 24th. 2022.
The handling of this case has now been referred to the Office of Internal Affairs, and police officials say while the matter had always been an open investigation, a criminal investigation was opened as a result of the findings of the medical examiner's report. Joining me now.
What was the date of the medical examiner's report? Has that been made available to the parents or the attorney of the parents?
Darnell Crossland, the family's attorney. And Darnell, I want to start out by saying, first of all, the way Lauren's family discovered that she had died is appalling. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so thanks for having us on. I just got off the phone with Lauren's mother, Chantel Fields, at least about 5 minutes ago. And you can't imagine, every single day is like reliving the same horror. She just was talking about how at the funeral home, she wiped her daughter down with oil and just tried to comfort her. Well, her daughter had been dead for 2 days before she even found out. The police department failed to contact her, Miss Fields, to tell her daughter had died. What happened? She went on.
How come the Bridgeport police failed to inform Mrs. Fields? What is the protocol and procedure? What does the Connecticut police manual say about that? What does, if there is one, the Bridgeport police manual say about that? Let's watch some more.
She invited a gentleman over that she met on Bumble, and that was on the 11th or 10th, and then that was on the 13th, and then she found out that this gentleman had called 911 around 6:30 in the morning to report that her daughter was bleeding from the nose and was dead, basically. And no one reached out to the family to let them know. And we just found that was just not acceptable.
Yeah, it was my understanding from an article that her family had gone over because they hadn't heard from her. And there's a note on her apartment door that says, if you're looking for this person, please call the police department. I mean, I've never even heard anything like that, ever. Is there a possible explanation, a rational one, for police not informing her family? Was there some sort of an investigation underway? I mean, was there something?
Absolutely nothing. And you're right about that. So it was around Christmas time. So they were planning to have Christmas dinner at Lauren's apartment. Mom's proud of her. She has her own apartment. And they were planning to have Christmas dinner there. So her mom is calling her, trying to reach her, nothing. And then they finally decided to go over there, her mother and her brother. And when they get there, the landlord left, not even the police, but the landlord left a note on the door saying, if you're looking for Lauren, call this number. They called the number. It was the landlord. The landlord met with them and told them that there's bad news. Your daughter's dead. And the police took her away from here about 2 days ago. And at that point, the landlord gave them a number to a detective Cronin. The family called this detective, and when they called the detective, he was very cold, very rude. He told them that the man was a nice man. He called 911 and that please stop calling him because he has nothing else to say. And he hung up on them.
That's even worse than what
It seems, based upon that statement of the attorney, that the detective is taking the side of the man from the dating app. It appears that way.
I took away.
Are they supposed to be neutral?
Worse than what I took away from the article. And can I tell you, my floor director and I are looking at each other just with horror, considering what this family.
The landlord gave them a number to a detective Cronin. The family called this detective, and when they called the detective, he was very cold, very rude. He told them that the man was a nice man. He called 911 and that please stop calling him because he has nothing else to say. And he hung up on them.
That's even worse than what I took away from the article. And can I tell you, my floor director and I are looking at each other just with horror, considering what this family's been put through. I do know that the medical examiner's report has ruled Lauren's death a, quote, accidental overdose of fentanyl combined with prescription medication and alcohol. The police chief said that the DAA will now be assisting in this investigation. Why are they bringing in the DEA?
Well, see, that's a good thing. So the whole idea here is that the family's been upset because when Lauren died, the police were supposed to quarantine the area, do CSI, and all the experts have been saying that these type of cases must be treated like a homicide from the beginning. And if you do so, you preserve evidence, you collect evidence, and if you have to dial it back, you do so. The police didn't do that here. They didn't even notify the family. They didn't quarantine the area. They did nothing. Now, I spoke with the medical examiner's office, myself, Dr. Bork, and I.
So exactly where in the police manual, the Connecticut State Police Manual, or the Police Manual for the State of Connecticut, where does it state that? What does the Bridgeport Police Manual say about a scene like this, in the protocol and procedure and the process? What do the police learn in the academy with respect to something like this?
The idea here is that the family's been upset because when Lauren died, the police were supposed to quarantine the area, do CSI, and all the experts have been saying that these type of cases must be treated like a homicide from the beginning. And if you do so, you preserve evidence, you collect evidence, and if you have to dial it back, you do so. The police didn't do that here. They didn't even notify the family. They didn't quarantine the area. They did nothing. Now, I spoke with the medical examiner's office, myself, Dr. Bork, and I've worked with this young man on other murder cases. There's two types of findings, cause of death and manner of death. The cause of death was the toxins that were found in her body. The question is how they got there. The manner could be choking, death by manslaughter, homicide, or accident. So we're now debating this finding that it was a death by accident in terms of the manner, because there's nothing that supports that. The gentleman said they didn't have sex. He slept with his clothes on. Yet still, we find a condom with semen in it. We know the poisons in her body, antihistamines, are used to put someone to sleep, to make them drowsy. And all the experts are saying that that's typically done in these date rape situations where you want the person to kind of calm down or not be focused. And again, those are things that weren't investigated.
Look, we'll stay on top of this story. It is disturbing at the best. Darnell, Crossland, though, thank you so much for joining us and giving us a brief look at what's going on in this one. Thank you for your time. That's going to do it for me on this.
This attorney was also on the Roland Martin on YouTube, speaking about what they found in the apartment. And that's something you can also take a look at.
Edition of Alex What Reports. I'll see you again next Saturday at noon Eastern. My friend Yasmin Masugian picks up her coverage.